Eh, and I'm back. It's been a busy few weeks actually. I really am not sure how to restart all this, but yeah, I just wanna finish up Cellblock Chaos, move on from it, and that's about it. Hazy Mist. The next day, there they go. Solitary confinement wing. After receiving Jinkyu's message, Amber joins him for a morning patrol through the solitary confinement wing. Assume this is the first time patrolling through solitary. Yes, sir. Prisoners pound on the barred windows and glass, their bloodshot eyes fixed on Jinkyu and Amber, emanating malice. Hmm. Damn you, Jinkyu. Once I'm out, you're dead. Hey, you brought a new partner. She's a looker. Hey, sweetheart. Show us the pretty face of yours. Enough. Jinkyu strikes the barred windows sharply, silencing the prisoners instantly. Just then, a loud commotion emanates from the interrogation room at the end of the corridor. Damn, he broke in the restraints. Hands in the air. Get back in your cell. Move or I'll shoot. Try me. The prisoner lashes out, sending out two guards. Huh, that's weird. I'm hearing an echo. Eh, hmm, that is an odd delay. Well, that's something. I'll look at that later. The prisoner lashes out, sending two guards flying with a powerful blow. Useless fools. As Jinkyu readies his axe to intervene, a figure springs into action first. Amber delivers a swift kick that halts the prisoner's charge. Jinkyu quickly moves in to restrain the man. Jinkyu, we still have unfinished business. Acting like you don't recognize me. You think after getting rid of Guanshan, you can just bury your past? Spare me the crap. Watch your tongue. Kill me if you want. You have the guts. Just like you did, Guanshan. Fine. If you're so hungry for one, here's a knuckle sandwich. Jinkyu lands a solid punch, sending the prisoner sprawling. After hauling him back to his cell, Jinkyu straightens him and turns to Amber. I thought you didn't use violence. It was an emergency, and the prisoner was threatening the life of our guards. I did what must be done. You aimed right for his gut. Good hit. Warden, it's not that I'm against using force. With some of these hardened criminals, I understand it's needed. But you have to uphold the law. Stick to your principles if you must. Just remember, the clock is ticking on Tolan's case. I'm not holding back. Warden, what's your history with Guanshan? Doesn't matter. It's got nothing to do with this case. After completing the patrol, Amber heads directly to the records room instead of her office. Wait, she's a new guard and she gets an office? Huh. Guanshan. Found it. She hurriedly pulls out his file. Restricted access level A. Just the basic details for now. Guanchan, male Esper criminal, affiliated with the Shadow Decree. Killed on site by Jinkyu. The leading culprit is the sixth smuggling case of 2017. Could the warden actually be connected to the Shadow Decree? With Guantron's detail fresh in her mind, Emma rushes out of the archives. I vaguely would remember this one, because I skimmed through most of these when I first played through this game. Barely hear my voice. Not sure if the update to this program actually caused it, so I keep hearing this echo. I'll just fix it up in my free time. Aw, I like that song. There we go. Dolan, answer the following questions with a yes or a no. Is the warden your inside contact here? I've already said it. I don't know. Your situation isn't looking great. Dolan, I'm possibly your only ally here. I've switched off the camera. Whatever you say next stays between us. Yes. Thank you as my inside contact. I was hesitant when I took up the assignment, but I was assured by the Shadow Decree that someone would handle the any evidence if things went south. Jinkyu, the warden, is their main man for smuggling operation. Looks like I'll be the one that will be taken care of after all. Anyone can do smuggling for them. You kept silent because you thought Jinkyu might get rid of you. I had hope when I first got here, but instead of an assistance, he threatened me. Said if I whispered a word about him, he'd shoot me down. I was scared to speak out. Besides, he has all the records and proof of the smuggling deals. Okay, let's just continue. It's just so obvious. Thank you for your honesty, Tulin. Amber leaves with a discerning look after the interrogation. Tulin returns to his cell with a victorious smile on his face. Then the gal. Elsa. Whew, done. Tulin pats the obsidian shards. The rabbit statue has turned into a thin needle in some fragments. Wait, where'd you get obsidian anything? That stuff's expensive. Who is this girl? Thanks for your gift, Amber. 10 minutes later, Tulin successfully removes his restraint device. Using the thick smog as cover, he discards his prison attire and dusts off the ash from his hat. These prison's uniforms are so tacky. Tulin opens the door of his cell during the smoke and casts his gaze to the end of the corridor. This place needs some excitement. Nethergale, prison corridor. Dolan said the warden has all the records of the smuggling deals. His office might have the evidence I need. Attention, code red. Right reported in Ward 6. All staff members are ordered to report immediately and contain the situation. Repeat, mobilize to Ward 6 immediately and neutralize the riot. Copy that. On my way. Okay, let's finish up this very weird story, actually. It's very disjointed, but it might have something to do with what Tulin can actually do in lore. Hmm. On the Verge, Act 3. Nethergale, maximum security. The alarms blare as the prison is bathed in red hue. Tulin twirling a thin needle behind his fingers, smirking at Tinku. You're pretty fast, Warden. I knew it was you. Should have dealt with you when I had the chance. Tinku fiercely lashes his whip towards Roland Tulin, who deftly evades. Really, Tinku? Can't we just chat? I don't talk with trash like you. You won't leave the prison while I'm in charge. Ooh, g- mm. Amber rushes into the scene. Catching her breath, two figures emerge from the lingering smoke. Stop! Tuck, you're so annoying. Lord? What's happening here? Why is Tolan out of his cell? And where's his prison uniform? Jinkyu swings his whip at Tolan, causing him to stumble to the ground. Ugh, Amber, help me. Warden, stop. Idiot, you still don't get it. He's the cause of all this chaos. Out of the way. I won't let you do that. Seeing Jinkyu charge at Tolan, Amber takes out an electric baton and hits Jinkyu in the back. You. Sorry, Warden. Uh. Ugh. I remember this nonsense. Alright, let's just get this all over with. Nether Gal, maximum security, and after confirming that JQ is unconscious, Amber reaches out to Tolan, who remains sprawled to the ground. Can you get up? Thanks. They're just minor cuts and scrapes. I thought my end was near if you hadn't stepped in. As Tolan raises, Amber levels her gun at him. Where are your handcuffs? How did you change out of your prison clothes? The warden set me free. He pinned the right on me, giving me an excuse to finish me off. Can't you see? Tolan, return to your cell with me. What if I refuse? What? Just as Amber was about to respond, Tolan swiftly grabs Jinkyu's gun and points it at her. Dang, Ton. We say that if you're going to help someone, see it through to the end. Help me with the one last request, will you? What do you want? It's simple. I need you to unlock the gate and escort me out. Dolan, think this through and put down the gun. Threatening me will only worsen your situation. I will vouch for your innocence regarding the riot, highlight your role as a key witness, which would reduce your sentence. You'd be free from the prison eventually. Dolan's finger hovers over the trigger, but Amber stands her ground. Don't you recall the rabbit? There's still a path to redemption available to you. I've never owned a rabbit. If you don't assist me, if you don't assist me, it's the end for you. Bang. Click. Dolan cocks the gun, aiming it squarely at Ember's forehead. Do you genuinely see yourself as the epitome of justice? I've grown tired of your attempts at reasoning. I just wanted to help you. Farewell. We'll get out of the way. Dinkyu, now conscious again, pushes Amber's safety. Amber crashes against the wall. The force disorients her. I must stay up. She attempts to rise, but her vision blurs. The sound fades. She can't hear the conversation between Talon and Jiku. Closing her eyes, she glimpses a charging Jinkyu in her hazy sight. Warden, why? Amber loses consciousness. Yeah. Oh. Hmm. And take care of that. Okay. On to the rest of the nonsense in the shadows. Tangtong courtroom. Jinkyu, did you attack the guards to aid Tolan's escape? The courtroom falls silent, everyone awaiting Jinkyu's response. Yes, Your Honor. Whispers rippled through the shocked crowd. Order? Order. Jinkyu, evidence confirms you facilitated a prisoner's escape and assaulted guards in the process. The court finds you guilty. Do you have any objections? No, Your Honor. Under a chorus of disapproving murmurs, Jinkyu is led out of the courtroom. Thither go, jail cell. A sliver of light pierces the dim cell as the door creaks open. Ah, look who it is. Warden, what's all this about? I'm not your warden anymore. Why did you release Tolan? That's not for you to know. Was this your plan? Were you guys playing the tough game just to earn my trust? Speak. Believe what you want. Warden, tell me you were coerced into this. Maybe I can... I should have silenced you when I had the chance. What? I spoke my piece in court. Are you in league with the Shadow Decree and Tolan? Do you want to hear it again? Now get out of my sight. Amber's fist tightens in fury as she leaves the cell. Left in the shadows, Jinkyu recalls the chaotic scene. Tolan, glancing at the unconscious Amber. Warden, not very gentlemanly to strike a lady like that, is it? You're hardly in a position to give me moral lessons. What a pity. I was hoping for a more entertaining show. Enough games. How did you get that needle to unlock your restraints? It shouldn't be in this prison. It's a little present from Amber. If you doubt me, ask her yourself. Jinkyu lunges as Tolan, only to strike a wall of smoke. You're sharper than I give you credit for, not easily being fooled like her. Like her. Well, that was a typo. But today, it seems luck is on my side once again. As the smoke cleared, Jinkyu halts his assault. It's not Tolan emerging from the haze, but the unconscious Amber. One last deal. Do you help me escape or risk her losing her life? The choice is yours. 3, 2, 1. Clang. Jinkyu drops his axe to the ground. Intriguing choice. I didn't anticipate this from you. Wouldn't it be more in line with your style to kill both her and me? To bring out evidence proving we work together. You think I'll play your game? You asked someone to tell her about Guanshan, right? You're quite clever indeed. But tell me, so you're sacrificing your reputation and future for a young, naive prison guard? Is she truly worth it? Yeah, she may be green and sometimes overly idealistic, but she's far from foolish. Her only mistake was placing her trust in the likes of you. She treated you equally, even though you're a monster beyond salvation. Perhaps I've worked in the shadows for too long, losing sight of my true purpose. Standing up for justice is never wrong, even though she lacks enough power to do so now. But we need her. But we need her. She's the light in this darkness. It's boring. Since you've made your decision, our agreement stands. Tulin waves his hand to disperse the toxic smoke encircling Amber. She'll be freed once I make my exit. Fine, but on one additional condition. Oh. All of this just feels weird. Dark clouds. Nethergale. Office. With heavy footsteps, Amber makes her way back to her office, her mood further soured by the sight of the prison guard rulebook on her desk. Two guards hustle in and out, seemingly searching for something. We collected all the warden's things. We secured everything from his former office. Though I'm not sure if we missed anything. Yeah, I don't know what voices I use for those guys. Did you uncover any useful evidence? We found fragments of a shattered obsidian statue in his office. They match the material Toland used to escape. The wear patterns and cross sections confirm a connection between Jinkyu and Toland. Obsidian statue. Can I see the photos of the fragments? Of course. The guards give Amber some photos, and she immediately discerns the fragments are from the rabbit statue she'd given Toland. Are you certain these were in the warden's office? Yeah. Is something amiss? No, not at all. Carry on with your duties. I have things to attend to as well. The guards nod and depart. I've never mentioned that statue to anyone. Why was it in the warden's office? No, don't tell me. A sinking realization dawns on her, prompting Amber to rush to a cell. Jinkyu sits in the darkness, his hand holding the group photo of him and Guanshan. He puts it back in his sleeve and finds Amber anxiously knocking at the window with an agitated look. Lied in court, didn't you? Those obsidian pieces weren't. Can you prove it? I can't. She drops her hands in defeat. The evidence has been shifted. The reference security footage has vanished. I don't understand. Why protect me? You've always seemed to resent me. Yeah, your pitying looks always grated on me. Just leave and never return. Seeing Jinkyu turn back around, Amber grins her teeth and leaves reluctantly. I'll find a way to free Warden, no matter the cost. She clenches her fist, determination lightening up her eyes as she walks away. Until then, I'm going to chase you down to the ends of the earth. Through whom did Tulin escape from the Nethergale? Ember. Oh. Oh, Jinkyu. Right. But it was her fault. Yeah, people are right. This door was actually pretty bad. Oh, that take care of this. Let's see. Ah, I missed my chance to do this on Halloween. I completely forgot about it. I had too much chaos in my life. Let's see. I was able to do the cherry blossoms. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Sands of Guilt. Actually didn't do this one. So it would actually be new. I didn't do this either, and I never got these two on my other one. So yeah, I got stuff to do. Woohoo. Well, hmm. Which one? I already started this. Alright, let's look back through this. Rising Star, Act 1. In a spacious, glittering banquet hall, the award ceremony is reaching its final act. And the award for Best Reportage of 2026 goes to Death in the Mountain investigating the border garrison attacks. With the author, Fumutsuki, please join us on the stage. Did you hear that? I won! I won! I heard it looks like the Tang Tong media scene got a new rising star. Go up and claim your prize. My prize? Shoot, I forgot to write an acceptance speech. Get up there and ad-lib. Just remember not to get carried away. Uh, I'll, I'll try. Flustered, Fumuski rushes up the stage. She she never could imagine that she'd be the recipient of such a esteemed prize only 2 years into her career. Is she an ally of justice, a seeker of truth, the newest rising star in the world of journalism? The spotlight shines upon her as she moves to the center stage. All eyes are on her. From this vantage point, she can see her career spanning out in front of her. A life in the public eye awaits. Tang Tong, ballroom. Thank you. Darna. Kaguya Hime. Esper and journalist in Tang Tong. Kaguya Hime. From the bamboo cutter legend. Yeah, I'm not in the mood to actually look it up this time. Boo. Yeah, I'm just kind of tired. That's all. She hurried towards the host and deeply bowed. Congratulations, Fumitsuki. Is there anything you'd like to say? I'd like to thank my editor. I wouldn't be here without her hard work and guidance. And I'd like to thank my mom and dad who supported me all the way. And everyone who read the article, of course. That's very modest of you. To write reporting like this after only a few years in the industry shows serious talent and insight. Could you explain what drew you to the border garrison as a topic of investigation? I 2 months ago. Tangtong, the mountains. The tranquility of the mountains forest is broken by a young girl's spirited voice. Our destination is a border garrison outpost which was abandoned a few years ago. Though it was once a stronghold on the border's edge, it fell victim to an assault in the dead of night, turning into a gloomy, sinister graveyard, which is still miles away. Fumutsu stamps her feet angrily, then slumps into a pile of leaves on the ground. The forest is silenced once more. Fumutsu is utterly alone. Looking round, she can't help but shiver a little. Throughout the entire journey, she was narrated. She has narrated this documentary to an imaginary camera crew to keep her fears at bay. Now her fatigue has caught up with her. Come on, Fumutsuki, you can do this. She stands up and continues the trek towards the destination assigned to her boss. Sure. Send the new girl deep into the source just to take a few lousy photos. I'll do all the jobs nobody wants to do. Now do them with a smile. One day, it'll be my time to shine and I'll show them all. Ow, what the heck was that? To trip. Fumutsu has just tripped over something large, hard, and metallic. Whatever it is, it's covered in weeds and vines. Must have been here for a few years. Looks like the lock mechanism to a security door or something. The only thing around here is that border garrison outpost. Maybe it fell down from further up the mountain? But how did it end up here? Muxi's original assignment was simple. Take a few pictures of the abandoned border outpost from a distance. But being the intrepid, curiosity-driven journalist she is, she slipped through the security cordon, hoping to see the outpost up close. She was surprised to discover that all the signs of destruction suggested that the mirror bomb attack had come from the inside of the outpost. The security doors have all been broken from the inside, and the closer I got to the garrison barracks, the more noticeable the signs of the destruction became.
To sniff out a good story, a journalist needs the eyes of a detective and the brain of a novelist. It was as if there was a voice in my head telling me something. The border guards who died at the outpost were killed in a disaster no one knew anything about.
Hmm, interesting. Behind the tragedy, Act 1, Tank Song.
That spark of an idea got me where I am today.
It seems you went to the incredible amount of effort to uncover the truth behind the disaster.
Oh, it was nothing. The hard part was finding sources who knew anything more about it. Then, after I found them, I had to convince them to open up about the events.
Standing on stage, Umutsi thinks back on 2 months of painstaking work. Outskirts of Tangtong.
Are you feeling today, Shipeng?
Xipeng.
I brought you some ointment. Should be good for your joint pain.
Don't bother. I got nothing to say. Xipeng was one of Famutsuki's key sources, a survivor of the outpost attack. He didn't expect to be the sole survivor.
I'm not going to press you on anything. I just wanted to chat.
You've been coming here for a month now, and you've been bringing me ointment every day for a week. Maybe those eagle eyes of yours haven't noticed, but my cupboard's already full with the stuff.
Mm, no ointment tomorrow, then. Maybe something else?
I don't need anything. You always this stubborn.
I'm a journalist. I don't give up.
Screw it. They'll find me here sooner or later. You really want to know what happened, I'll tell you. I joined the border garrison 3 years ago. Was stationed at the outpost the whole time, carrying out training and going on patrol. From time to time, we'd go into the exclusion zone to wipe out any Miramon that were headed towards the city. Then one day, things started going uphill.
The Miramon attacked?
No, one of my colleagues started getting forgetful.
Maybe he was tired. I guess you guys didn't always get much rest.
That's, but he just kept getting worse. Sometimes he'd be outright delirious. Finally, he just lost his mind entirely, picked up a weapon, and attacked the outpost. The captain sent me out to find backup, but I just ran.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't want my friend to get hurt. Maybe I just couldn't handle the pressure. The Miramon attacks had been getting worse. We barely had a chance to draw breath. That incident gave me a chance to run away. And after I fell in the line of duty, my family got a stipend from the government. Judge me if you want. I know I'm a deserter, gang.
I just never could have imagined that Miramon weren't responsible for the attack. So you were all working for long periods under highly stressful circumstances? And that led to psychological issues?
If the doc had been looking out for his well being from the start, maybe the whole mess wouldn't have ever have happened. He told me that clearing out Miramon night and day was tiring him out. Maybe it got too much for him, and that's what broke him. That's what I think. But that's not the kind of thing one brings up at an award show. She wants to preserve Shi Ping's anonymity, make sure no one comes after him.
When one door closes, another opens up. So don't give up because there's always a way forward. Uh, in that case, a round of applause for Mutsuki, everybody.
MC breathes a sigh of relief and leaves the stage.
Nice speech up there. Shows like this, they love all the dreams and ambition crap.
MC nods and she reaches for a chicken drumstick.
Don't just stand there stuffing your face. Over, can I go now? I expressly forbid you. Get out there and mingle. Make sure the big shots see your face. Do I have to? They all look so grumpy all the time. If you sneak out, I'm docking your month's salary. Eesh. Hmm.
Alright, next part. Remaining doubts. Tangtong, ballroom. To protect her already meager earnings, Lumitzi obediently hangs around the banquet hall. Surrounded by loud conversations she cannot understand, she concentrates her attention on the buffet in front of her. Suddenly, an unfamiliar young man approaches her.
Ma'am, may I ask you a few questions?
Iki, Tsukiyomi, one of the three golden gods of Japanese mythology. Senkishin, if I'm thinking right. Brother of Amaterasu and Susanoo. Yeah. He chases his sister, the sun, each day after being banished for killing or supposedly taking the blame for Susanoo killing the goddess of food, if I remember right. Yeah.
Sorry, who are you?
My name's Iki, a freelance writer.
I feel like I've heard of you. Can we meet at a press conference?
I didn't expect you to remember me, ma'am. I'm honored.
You don't need to call me ma'am. Fumitsuki is fine. What did you want to ask?
I was thinking about what you said, how finding sources is the most difficult part of journalism, if I concur. With that in mind, I wanted to ask, how did you find yours?
I, uh,
Lucy glances around the room, unable to think of a good answer. She wasn't the one who discovered and tracked down Sphinx Pink. That was the work of an unnamed benefactor. On an ordinary night like any other, Luminsky received an anonymous email. There's more to the border garrison attack that meets the eye. Help me uncover the truth, and you'll have my eternal gratitude. If you want to know what really happened, look for a rundown shack southwest of Moonwatch. Xingping is the sole survivor. You're the only one I can trust. So the email said. Attached was a photo of the Xiping taken from the border garrison employment records and a map showing the way to Moonwatch. It was an unusual message, but for Fumutsuki, it was an opportunity she couldn't refuse. There were a saying in Tangtong, you can't catch a cub without entering the tiger's den. And so Fumutsuki made her way to the village. Looking back, she can't believe she was foolish enough to do it. Luckily, the message was telling the truth. It took a lot of luck and a little help. Journalists are the voice of the people. They give us leads, and in return, we help find them justice. Sounds like quite the stroke of luck. But there's one thing I don't understand. Why did you wait so long to provide? We. Why did you? Why did you wait so long to provide you with the lead?
that's a good question. If I were you, Do you think something could make you suddenly change your mind? If it were me, I'd say circumstances might have stopped me from speaking out. And if I were to suddenly change my mind, it would be because if I didn't speak out, it would be too late. Too late. Iki's words settled uneasily in Fumutsuki's mind. She knew that Shi Ping was a deserter whose guilt had led him to hide in the remote village. But just who was the anonymous benefactor who sent that email? Why did he wait so many years to break his silence? And why did he suddenly entrust her with investigating the incident just after she had visited the garrison outpost? The article's been out for some time, but he's never contacted me. It's not the award ceremony either. Oh, just remembered. There's a report I still need to file. Once he can't wait a minute longer, she immediately slips out of the banquet hall and begins her search for the anonymous benefactor. But then she turns her head to see her editor staring at her from a distance. Her furrowed brow says, "Take one more step, and it's coming out of your salary." Darn it! That woman's like a hawk. Uh, Iki, could you do me a favor? I'll do what I can. You're tall. Could you walk beside me while I slip out the building? Wow. Okay. I really can't get into it, can I? Uh, hmm. Hmm. Heh. I'll have to try to mimic that tenor. Or not. Kinda not in the mood to try. See no evil, hear no evil. Take tong. Failed to send message. Failed to send message. Muski's been trying to send an email, but it won't reach the recipient. It seems her anonymous benefactor deleted his account after sending the email. If he's not going to show up at an event like this, maybe something unexpected happened, like Iki said. Shikpang's at the center of all this. Looks like I'll have to go visit him again. They're slipping out the banquet hall. Lumutsi gets on her scooter and heads straight to Shingping's village. King Tong, Moonwatch. After she arrives at Shingping's door, she can hear a commotion coming from the inside of the house. You thought you could hide out here, huh? You, who are you? People pay people pay us to make sure problems go away. How'd that journalist find you? A journalist? She was on vacation. She'd seen my picture on an old guard roster. How does a journalist get a hold of a border garrison guard roster? I don't know. Did anyone else escape the incident besides you? Sounds like you're trying to get rid of any survivors. Why? What really happened back then? My friend changed. But it wasn't just a freak accident, was it? You asked too many questions. Jinping is. Before he can say another word, Jinping is quite sure. He spent the last few years in the abandoned Czech, and now he'll never leave. They killed him. Inside the hut, the strangers continue to speak. Anyone ask? He tried to kill us before we even said a word. Got that? I really don't think he knew anything. Wouldn't have helped to keep asking questions anyway. That journalist. He said she just turned up one day. I don't buy it. You think she might have found out anything else? Outside the hut, Fumasi's pulse raced. They killed him because of my article? There's even more to that story than I thought. Panic leads to mistakes, and at that moment, Fumasi's scooter's keys slip out of her hand. They fall to the earth with a clatter. The voices fall silent, as if she had flicked a switch. Graham! As 2 silent seconds pass, Fumasi's mind races. She bolts away from the door. A moment later, figures emerge from the hut. Stop. And here we go. Though Fumuski is an esper, she never had any special combat training. Her opponents are launching killer blows, but she can't bring herself to do the same. Before long, she finds herself on the ropes. Ouch! Blood is pouring from a gash on her shoulder. Got nobody but yourself to blame. Shouldn't go poking your noses where it doesn't belong. Okay, that's just a silly song. A fun, silly song, but still a silly song. Missy crumpled to the ground and stares at her enemy's blade. It is straight between her eyes. She yells out a helpless yelp. Clank. There's an ear-splitting clash of metal on metal. A figure stands before her. The killing bow has been parried. Help! 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 Seeing Fumutsi's curled up on the floor, the figure takes her up by the collar. Come with me. Ding. You. The black-clad figure puts his boots on his accelerator, and the two speed off into the wilderness. I really am not in the mood for this, am I? I'm not even sure what's up with me right now. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe I should play a few other games lately after that. Yeah. I like Dislyte. I really do. And I also have a lot of stuff that I want to look through. And a lot of stuff I haven't even started yet. Hmm. Well, next time I get on, I'll have to play something else. After all, if you just do one thing enough times, you get bored of it. Sat in the front seat, Fumutsi hugs herself tight, her face filled with fear. They killed him. What do I do? When one door closes, another one opens. Isn't that right? Eek. Fumutsi recognizes the voice. The figure beside her pulls down his hood to reveal his face. It's me. What are you doing here? I've been following you this whole way. I just wanted to warn you to stay safe. I didn't think you'd be so impetuous to rush straight to Moonwatch. Are you the one who sent me the email? I didn't want to reveal myself, but if I hadn't, Champagne wouldn't be the only person who died tonight. They came here because of my article. His death was my fault. Iki, we have to go to the marshals. We can't let those killers get away. You appear to be mistaken. They're not running away. We are. You want to head straight to the marshals? You think they're not expecting that? They'd kill us before we even made it halfway. Then what do we do? We hide. Wait until the daylight. But how could this happen? Why did they kill Peng? What really happened at the border outpost? Do you really think one guard could lose his mind and destroy an entire outpost? Peng said he went mad and grabbed an Esper weapon by mistake. There weren't many guards at the outpost, but do you really think not a single one survived? It crossed my mind, but then I thought the attack happened at night. He could have caught them all unaware. It seemed to make sense. Seemed? Sorry, I didn't think. I didn't look into the truth of the explanation. I just rushed it straight to publication. Iki, do you know what's really going on? Why did they kill Peng? And why do they want to kill me? You do know, right? I do. Can you tell me what happened 3 years ago? There's something I should show you. Alright. Yeah. I should just power through these instead of just doing parts and parts. It's just not have been working for me. Mm, mm, he, he. Yeah, I can't get that type of tone. Got too deep of a voice. The car ventures further into the wilderness. The mountain road becomes harder and harder to drive. Finally, Iki ushers Fumutsu out the car. Deep in the forest, they enter a hidden underground complex. The outskirts, the secret lab. Iki, what is this place? Iki points to a pale, haggard-looking man lying on a sickbed. The man doesn't seem to register their presence. The machines that surround him are keeping him alive. This is where the last survivor lives. Iki passes her a name tag. This is the neglectful doctor you uncovered through your investigations. His name is Yuki. Now that Ping is dead, he's the only one left alive. You can call this living. Mutsi looks at the man on the sickbed and hands the name tag back to Iki. So what really caused the guard to go berserk? Not guard. Guards. Iki takes a look at the bedbound man and tells Mutsi a very different story. Mortar Outpost Infirmary. How are you feeling? Better. Thanks. Doc, why do I keep blacking out? This is the second time now. I can't determine the cause. Your vitals appear normal. Have you been working a lot of shifts lately? Practically non-stop. We're working night and day to keep on top of the Miramon waves. That might be the cause of your fatigue. I'd recommend a period of rest. I'll write you up a prescription too. Thanks, Doc. Once the patient is left, the smile fades from Yuki's face. Doctor, what's wrong? Have you noticed that more and more of our soldiers have been losing consciousness lately? You're right. That's the fifth case this month. You think it's more than a coincidence? It has to be. Their vitals were all fine. Why would they suddenly lose consciousness like that? I took a look at their personal files. They're the longest serving members of the unit. And I'll bet you it's the same for the patient who just left. The assistant pulls up the patient's personnel file. You're right. He was one of the first to join the unit. Looks like this case just got a lot more complicated. He thinks for a moment, then makes a call. Sir, we had our fifth case today. What do you think is behind it? I have a feeling it's the work they're carrying out. The longest serving member of the unit has exhibited similar symptoms. My guess is that it's because they're coming into contact with something. Most likely Miramon or Esper weapons. So what do you suggest? We should discharge them from the unit, sir. Get them away from the Chaos Miracle and let them return to the city to recover. The Esper Union in Gyrate has specialist monitoring equipment. I'm sure they'd be willing to help. It would help us detect things that we can't find in a routine examination. Things you can't find. You mean to say this is all conjecture? Chances are they're just fatigue. And with so many soldiers in the garrison, you've only found 5 with these symptoms. Yes, still speculation at this point, but don't waste my time with mild assumptions. Yuki, I don't appreciate it. But before Yuki can respond, the commander hangs up the phone. What did he say? They won't believe us. If we don't have proof, we need to find a way to verify our theories. Mhm. Then what happened? Did the doctor find any evidence? Never got a chance. Not long after, the first patients transformed. The entire outpost became a living hell. It wasn't just psychological condition. They mutated physically too. Like Miramon, they could control divine power. They attacked their colleagues indiscriminately, destroying everything around them. Iki's words filled Fumutsuki into shock. Into this Iki's words shocked Fumutsuki into silence. She takes a minute to she takes a moment to think over what he just said. So the doctor didn't misdiagnose them at all. Shipping was wrong. It had nothing to do with stress or fatigue. That's right. So why was it reported as a Miramon attack? Because, in a sense, it was. This way, nobody had to know about the dangers. Everything could be kept secret, buried deep in the mountains. If it's a secret, why did you find out? Because the doctor was my father. Dang. Iki has issues then. This is the wrongest song to have after a very dark story. It's very inappropriate. Mhm. Like the stars, the sun itself. Ew. This song really doesn't belong in this type of story where people are dying. What is this? Uh,
Okay. Next one.
He told you all this?
No, he never wanted to. But I could tell something was wrong. Every time I called him, he seemed off. So one day I sneaked through the cordon into the outpost just in time to see the smoke rising. Dad, Dad! Ikea gazes at the outpost, now reduced to rubble. On this hot summer day, his blood runs cold. Panic, he paces back and forth beside the ruins until a weakened voice brings him back to his senses. Dad? He follows the voice to find his father hidden in a corner. He's clearly at the brink of death. Iki, get out of here. Miramon, miracles, Esper weapons. I should have never gotten involved. These things, they turn men into monsters. Iki, please get out. I'm here, Dad. We're getting out of here together. Iki looked down at his bloodstained clothes, then looked up at his son. Yuki looked down at his blood-stained clothes, then looked up at his son's panicked face. I'm not going to make it. You have to go. No. Dang. Really dark story. With his last breath, he told me the truth. Then he closed his eyes. Ever since that moment, I've been working to prove my father's theory. It took years of work, but we finally found the answer. Who? Thanks to my friend, Fushi. So she's the one you said we can trust. Fushi. Swanee. I'll look that up some other day. I really don't have the wherewithal to want to read a description of another mythological figure or entity. Yeah, I know he's a dog creature, but that's as best as I'm gonna go look for it. A guard dog, if I remember right. A voice comes from behind him. Fumutsuki turns around to see an unfamiliar Esper. Her name is Mumutsuki. She's a journalist. Trustworthy journalist is an oxymoron, Ike. She's not like all the others. She helps us. She wants to help us to get the truth out there. Trouble is, her cover was blown before she could get to the heart of the matter. Now she's a target, just like me. I just want to know why all this happened. How did the outpost guard turn into a monster? Alright, Iki's father was close to uncovering the truth. A few years ago, the Union came up with a way of measuring transformation process. They called it the Esper sink rate. They discovered that Esper's transformation occurs when the sink rate reaches a threshold of 30. But they've also discovered exceptions to that rule. Some people who have reached 30 are still yet to transform, even if they reached it some time ago. Instead, they begin experiencing other symptoms: confusion, memory loss, or dramatic personality changes. In the end, they still haven't transformed. They go into a frenzied state. They become monsters, losing all consciousness and personality, and attacking everyone around them. Fushi's words stung Fumutsuki into silence for some time. Oh, Mutsuki, are you okay? I know it's a lot to take in. Fushi, could you explain it again a little more simply? I didn't get it. What is the relation between Iki and the doctor? This is the most inappropriate music. It is so bright and cheerful. There's probably some darkness in the lyrics, but my gosh. Hmm. Actually, now that I listen to it, it probably would fit it. But I don't know what the lyrics are, unfortunately. Oh well. Speaking out, Act 2. The Outskirts Secret Lab. How have we only discovered this? Ushi hands an electronic tablet to Fumutsuki in order to help explain the causes behind the mutation. There are two reasons. One, the further you are from the miracle, the less you feel its after effects. The remaining cities and granges are located some distance away from the miracles, so most people aren't affected by them. Two, as our sync rate increases gradually, it takes a long time for transformations to take place. Originally, we thought that since ordinary people had no Esperhood, they wouldn't be affected by their Esper sync rate. It appears we were overly optimistic. So, anyone who hasn't transformed into an Esper could become a monster? Esper sync rates vary from person to person. Some people's sync rates might not have moved an inch over 10 years. Others might reach 50% within a year or two. So I'm afraid I can't give you a straight answer on that. But people like us who've already transformed, we're safe, right? From what we've seen, after an Esper transforms, their sync rate remains stable. Of course, there's still a lot of we don't know. When it comes to the miracles, we know even less. All we can do is wait and see. Wait and see? People out there could transform into monsters at any second, and all you can say, and all you can tell them is, wait and see. That's exactly right. We're so much to obtain your help. There are dozens of border outposts. There are dozens of border outposts surrounding the Chaos Miracle. Maybe up to 100 still in operation. They're staffed by ordinary men and women living their lives within spitting distance of a miracle without even the slightest protection. If we don't do something, we'll see the same incident from 3 years ago all over again. We've already given so much to keep Tang Tong safe. They have a right to know the truth. I agree. That's what my father wanted too. But we need a way to get the information to the people. And it needs to be from someone they can trust. That's where you've come in, Fumutsuki. Me, but everything that just happened to Fumutsuki, those selling thugs, their razor sharp blades keep replaying in her head, making her pulse rates. She thinks of Shane pangs, less moans of pain. Then she looks at Iki's hopeful expression. She steels herself. You're right. They have a right to know what's happened, what really happened 3 years ago. The truth will hurt, but it's better than leaving them in the dark. This won't be easy. Nobody's ever dared to speak out. And someone's got to. And if I don't tell the world what's really going on, then Iki's father will never get justice. I'll make amends for my mistake. It's my duty. Thank you, Fumutsuki. The word duty fills Fumutsuki with confidence she thought she had lost. She bids farewell to Fushi and Iki and hurries back to Tangtong. Fumutsuki,
You snuck out last night, didn't you? It was an urgent business. Do tell, I'm excited to see how you spin your way out of this. I called in favors so I could get you, so you could get network with big names in the industry. Clearly, you're not worth the trouble. I see dozens of girls like you every week. I'm telling the truth. I just came to apologize. Fumutsu's dismay shocks her editor. She cuts short her dressing down, and her expression instantly turns serious. What's wrong? Did something happen? My article. It was all wrong. You mean the one that won the award? Yes. Fumutsu recounts the previous night's events to her editor. She tells her everything. I should have asked more questions. I'm so sorry. You already claimed the award. If you retract the article, you'll be doing untold damage, not just to your own reputations, but to us as a publisher. Not to mention the embarrassment you'll cause the award committee. But I thought you had to be the eyes and ears of. But I thought you said we have the eyes and ears of Grandis to publish the truth, even when it's hidden from view. You've already written the article. Where's the error exactly? This doctor might have discovered an issue, but in any case, it was too late. It didn't save the troops. You didn't lie. You just have, you just uncovered one portion of the truth. Don't be too hard on yourself. Is our reputation really that important? Reputation's not the only thing at stake here. Can you imagine the panic if something like this got out?
This girl is interesting. This song is interesting. But yeah, secrets of the military coming out, telling people that, hey, you're near an irradiated hellscape that'll kill you or drive you insane in a few years' time. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna to blow back. Hidden Dangers, Act 3.
We can't control public opinion by ourselves, Smootsky. Panic is like a disease. It spreads from one person to another, then it erupts. Think about it. If people out there learned the one day they might turn into mindless beasts and attack the people they love, and that there's no way to prevent it or even detect it, what do you think they would do? They'd be scared. And then what? It's really as you say. If the danger comes from proximity to the miracles, what would they do? Flee. But Grandis is surrounded by miracles. Where would they flee to? They could at least get out of the countryside, out of the mountains, to places far away from the miracles. Cities like Tangtong and Gyrate. They haven't seen problems because they're too far away from the miracles for divine ways to reach them. So the refugees flood into the cities. Can the city sustain them? How will they make a living? I hadn't thought about it. You're still young, still naive. But if we say nothing, aren't we just leaving people to die? There are dozens of outposts along the edge of the Chaos Miracle exclusion zone, each one fill, each one with a full complement of garrison troops out there putting their lives at risk. If even one of them mutated and attacked their unit, I'd blame myself for the rest of my life. I understand how you feel. It would have been better to have never found this out. Knowledge like this can weigh on you, make you feel like their death would be on your hands. I'd love to help you, but you don't even have proof of your theory. Hearing her editor's words, Fumutsu's gloomy eyes light up. Did you say you'd like to help? I know you. I know what you're like. If I said no, you'd just find a way to blow this whole thing up by yourself. I'd rather help find a solution. I'd rather help find a solution than let you stir up a mass hysteria in TikTok. Thank you. Don't thank me just yet. I'm not lifting a finger until I see some solid evidence. Then we can start to think about what we can report on, and then we can publish it. I can't thank you enough. I don't have any proof on me right now, but I'll get it to you as soon as I can. Then get moving. Meanwhile, I need to think how to handle the higher ups when this hits the fan. Sorry for causing so much trouble. This is the last time I clean up your mess, Mumitsuki. I promise it won't happen again. Mutsuki bows to the editor and quickly leaves the building. Well, someone's out of a job. Maybe. I don't really know. I've never seen Fumutsuki's story in the slightest. Iki, somewhat surprised to see Fumutsuki back so soon. Fumutsuki, you're back already. Is your editor going to publish our story? Kind of. She said she needs time to think. Time to think sounds like an excuse to delay things. Not at all. But she needs evidence before she can even make a move. Can you give me Fushi's research on transformation expertise grades? So once she sees the evidence, she'll publish it. Ah, she still has some concerns. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Then talk. You can't just publish the truth without thinking about the public opinion. If people knew their lives were in danger, it could spark a mass panic. And then what we would do? That's not our responsibility. But we need to think about the people who might be vulnerable. Who's vulnerable here? How about my father? Did you think about him? Was exposed to divine waves every single day, but he only ever cared about other people. Gave everything to uncover the truth. Then the soldiers he worked so hard for blamed him for what happened. I'm sorry. Bear me your apologies, Mumutsi. I just want this out there as soon as possible. The less prepared Tinkton is, the better. Why? Because. Iki stops and looks at the doorway, smirk spreads on his face. That didn't take long. Finally found you. After all these years of hiding. The voice sounds familiar. Mumutsi turns to face, comes face to face with the killers who took Pang's life. How did you know we were here? We followed you, of course. Followed me? But I made sure nobody saw me. I went to see my editor. She's the only one who knows I'm here. Exactly. The only one. So she's the one who told you. You've got a pretty You've got to be pretty smart to evade us as long as you did. This kid, though, she didn't even think twice. My editor sold me out, but she told me she'd help me find a solution. I think this is her solution. You wind up dead. She keeps her mouth shut. And everything stays hunky-dory and tank-tong. Umutsu stares at Iki in disbelief. But then she thinks of her editor's last words to her. This is the last mess. This is the last time I clean up your mess. So, this is what she meant. I underestimated you last time. Thought my subordinates would be able to finish the job. This time, I'm taking matters into my own hands, and I'm not letting you get away. So you're the leader. Iki looks up. There's a gleam in his eye.
It's so happy and cheery. It doesn't match the story at all. Literally, trying to kill a young female reporter. Okay, this song matches a little bit more gap moe, was it? With the situation? The Hunter, Act 3. The Outskirts, Secret Lab. What? You scared? On the contrary, it's a joy to finally meet you. I've been waiting so long. Lucy turns to look at Iki. There's something in his smile that seems something manic. There were no survivors at the outpost, Bumitsky. Did you think it was all the work of one crazed soldier? Someone wanted to shut them up. Shut them up? Shupeng lied, but the other guards managed to call for help. Unfortunately, their distress call was picked up by someone who wanted them silenced for good. I saw their leader, only from a distance. He was the one who left my father for dead. Got some audacity slip my net. You should have had the good sense not to show your face. Now that I found you, know where the one. Iki shakes his head and laughs. Oh, okay, yeah, this is where you. Renchian? Sheep, huh? Yeah. And that is how you spend your budget. I love it when the voice acted lines appear. My throat hurt. My throat hurts. And I'm not sure why I'm slurring my voice so much lately. Uh, Not even that I'm actually tired. Anyway, let's finish this up. A bird in the night. Birds? Hunters? Is this all some kind of game to you? A game? Oh, I wish it were. Games begin in an equal footing. They have rules, boundaries. Real life isn't nearly as neat and tidy. The night is pitch black. Black clouds cover the moon, but nothing can hide the vengeance in Iki's eyes. I didn't lie to you. I did need your help. I want everyone to know the truth and to clear my father's name. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not interested in justice. I only have one goal.
What is it?
I want Rinjian to pay. I want him to feel all the pain my father will. All the pain my father felt. And more. I'm sorry, Fumitsuki. But I'm leaving now. I do hope we don't become enemies. As the moonlight shines through the clouds, Iki walks out of the dark forest. Now Fumutsuki is alone. She looks around the empty research facility, her head swimming. The outskirts. After leaving the lab, Fumutsuki tries to make a way through the forest. She doesn't know which way to go, and she doesn't know how she can put up a fight all by herself.
So what are you going to do now? Seems like your editor was compromised a long time ago. The man you thought shared your ideals was just using you as bait. And the researcher who promised your proof has vanished without a trace. And on top of all that, there are countless killers lying in wait. Just who are you? Don't be afraid. I'm here to help you.
Suju Daji. Ah, the infamous imperial concubine who was supposedly possessed by a fox and got to the highest level of control of the emperor. Wow, wow. Suju Daji, an Esper from Tengtong, Yuran's secret companion.
Everybody says that. But in the end, I'm the only one who's out here looking for the truth. Even that's a mirage. Looks like you got her pretty bad. Even if things get tough, opportunity is always waiting in the wings. A blessing in disguise, some might say. Yeah, well, blessing's all yours. I'm done. I know you're worried. Your life's in danger, and your career's gone down the drain. But don't fret. Just listen to me. We can protect you. We can support you while you carry on your investigations. Of course, you'll have to stick to the shadows. Stick to the shadow.
I really am just annoyed that I just keep on slurring, and I'm not even sure why. I guess I'm more tired than I thought.
You think so? I know. Who isn't these days? Renjian is our enemy too. If I can carry out my investigations, what's in it for you? Oh, plenty of things. Estimers might be broadly tolerated, but tolerance can be a fickle thing. My employer believes that a crisis at just the right moment could bring espers, non-espers together. And if they don't want to fall victim to the dangers of their sync rates, they'll need to rely on espers. This could be quite an opportunity for us. Your employer. It's Counselor Yu, isn't it? You'll see soon enough. I'll be straight with you, kid. If you want our protection, there's one condition. What? When we think the time is right, you need to publish the information about Esper sync rates. And the time is right. That's a big win. Could be now, 10 years from now, or even 100. Sweetie, 100 years from now, you and I will be worm food. It can't wait long. So, are you interested? Do I have a choice? In that case, I'm looking forward to working with you. Well, that just took a turn. Spies all over the place. A rising star journalist suddenly quits her job and disappears from the public eye. No one knows where she's gone. No one is able to get into contact with her. Tangtong, private room hotel. By I just need a little more time. I've got a lot of people on her trail. It won't take long for them to sniff her out. Counselor. I told you, don't call me that. Sorry, sir. I thought we'd be safe here. Walls have ears. I must admit, I didn't expect that girl to be quite so slippery. She's not smart enough for that. I think she's getting outside help. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. None of the men I sent after her have come back alive. Now she's gone to ground completely. That's no mean feat. There's no need to spend any more time on her. You already know who she's been working with? Of course. Who else could pull this off? Ren Xian slams his fist on the table. It's you, Ron. Was wrong. I thought he was a little more than a timid deer. But it seems he's a wolf ready to go for the kill. First Suju, now this journalist. He's not afraid of standing against me in the slightest. Then what do we do? Ah, a wild animal can't be tamed. There's only one place it can end up. Tangtong, Yuran's office. Sure, Yuran Jian is tearing his hair as we speak. I bet his forehead's more like a 5 head at this point. He's no fool. I'm sure he'll have guessed what we're hiding someone. Bazi, Yuran. Tangtong counselor is statesman. Hmm. A reasonable to Esper related matters. Hmm. He's got no proof. Relax. I'm on the case. Yuju, we've not said anything. Yuju, Yuju, Jingwei, Tangtong council stuff. Euron's assistant. You're far too young to be frowning like that. What did they give you too much homework? I'm not a child. You're worried about Renjian. What do you think? He doesn't have proof, but that doesn't mean he can't make things difficult for you. Indeed. Much like Li Tingyang. Much like Li Tingyang. If he can't bring you to heel, he'll put you down. Not the friendliest sorts, More than a friendly, he's ruthless. Li Tingyang would send me to the slaughterhouse. Renchian would find a way to have me put down by a vet. But there's something else that concerns me right now. What'd you say about? Esper sync rates. If Tangtong really isn't safe, then how do we protect ourselves? Yuran gazes out the window. It's an ordinary day in Tangtong. Peddlers sell their wares on the street, and there's smiles on the faces of passerbys.
Hmm. Not sure. Hmm. It's nothing. That was weird. When an Esper walks past, no one glares at them or hurls abuse. Not anymore. But for how long? Everything that Euron has fought for feels like a flower that blooms in the night. When dawn comes, will it wither or die? Wither and die? Wow. We didn't even see the character that we're playing as at the end. Well, finally, some good and deep lore. Now, I just have to get him. Okay. I also need to get him to get more info on what the heck is happening in TikTok. And all this lore is disjointed. Hmm. Let's see. I'm sad I didn't get Niles. Oh well. And let's see. Euron and who else? Him. Well, that's it for tonight.